Good morning. Thank you all for being here. I know this is rather impromptu and short notice, but I have some time here this morning. The weather is fairly decent. We won't be getting it. Oops, rookie mistake, rookie mistake. Forgot to stop the YouTube side. See, discombobulated here, but so if you're here on the replay, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. As always, share, like, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts below. And if you're coming in for the live right now, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We have Runaway Truth on the stream already this morning. Thank you so much. As I said, this is impromptu. But what precipitated this? Well, yesterday logged in as one does and found that another one of my live streams was no more. And it wasn't a recent live stream, it was one from 2017. I was a little bit confused, but hey, it is what it is. Went through, read the information, and it had said that it was flagged for medical misinformation at the 1 hour and 54-minute mark. I went to that part of the video and it was essentially me stating, don't take medical advice from anybody on the internet, but here's anonymous. He's going to go ahead and talk to you about the recent changes to the medical MJ situation and so on and so forth. And he basically was just stating that, compassionate care, as far as cannabis was concerned, was being implemented in his location where he lives, and he was talking about what that was about. Okay, I went through the rest of the video, and again, it wasn't a medical stream. Now, when I took notice, I was like, wait a minute, didn't this get removed earlier in the year or towards the end of last year? Meaning earlier in the year last year, February, March of last year. And no, it wasn't that particular one, because that particular stream that I had done, which was sound to re-engineer the brain, going over the neurophysicist, the neuroscientist from Harvard University's TED Talk about how frequency was being tested. It was research in the realm of brain activity and how sound has an impact on our neurology. But that isn't what was flagged. It was really just a brief statement about not taking medical advice from people on the internet. So I decided to look a little bit further, and that stream that was deleted yesterday wasn't even listed. It was unlisted. So did it get caught up in the sweep? No, I don't think so, and I'm going to tell you why. Because, good morning, Liberty Farmer. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to tell you why. Because that live stream was done in 3 parts. The first part was about 2.5 hours. The part 2, there was technical difficulties, so I had to fire up another live stream, and that one was a little over an hour. And because we were moving on to different topics, I fired up another one. So it was done in 3 parts, all in the same span of about 6 hours that night in 2017. The part 1 is what was originally removed from YouTube. Part 2 is what was removed yesterday. And why I don't think it was Hi, Elsie. Thank you so much. No, Elsie, it was deleted, but the stream was originally unlisted. So what I'm doing now is explaining how somebody could have found that stream to report it. Because in the remaining streams that I have on sound and frequency, they were all linked. Here, let me see if I can go ahead and pull up my channel and show you exactly what I'm talking about. My oldest and okay, here we go. Share screen. How do you do that? Share screen. Here we go. Window. Nope. Tab. Tab. Share. Okay. If you look at these older videos here, good morning, Lightning Viper. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. You may find the presentation in this one beneficial if you haven't already received that information. See here where it says light, color, sound, vibration, lights to re-engineer the brain, water pools controlled by brain waves. This here is the original. This is where the stream started. And from that stream, that evening, it got broken up into 3 parts. This is still here. The part that is no longer here, let me see if I can show you that. Hold please. One moment. Go back to here. Go into my studio. Yeah, I hadn't intended on showing all this, but content. Hold just a moment. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Oops, nope, that's not it. It's the other one. Where is that silly thing at? Oh, well, I'm not entirely sure how to pull that up, but I will show you here. Yeah, I'm not used to sharing screens because I usually just I load everything up. The studio, share. Okay. See down here, this was a different part. It's not that it's a progression, and that was done from 2017. And oops, nope, cancel. Gosh, what am I doing? Okay, so that went away, but I guess my point is that they were all linked from the original stream. I went in after that stream 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and put in link to part 1, part 2, part 3, and so on. So if somebody was going through my older content, they could pull it up, and even if it's unlisted, if you have the link, you can go into it and you can still report. And I think that's what happened here. And the reason I think that is because why else? It didn't make sense. So it is what it is with there. And I am going on, and I have backed up everything to Rumble, and I also have my Kick, and we'll get into that. But I want everybody that is a content creator to be aware that using these AI tools, what's going on. I reached out to a couple of creator friends that happen to have much, much larger channels that are in the partner program, that have their gold play buttons, their silver play buttons, and so forth. And there wasn't a whole lot of relevant advice. There was a lot of laughter, as I said in my community post. But we did do some deep dive into a few things, and this is what I found. So, Angela, no, because I've only got 1,000 subs over here, and my channel that was much larger was deleted a long time ago. I deleted it because YouTube was moving away from allowing homeopathic discussions. So had I not removed it myself, the channel would have likely been caught up in the sweeps way back when. So, we are where we are. I have the original video, I have the original live stream. So I am going to clean it up and probably put it as a series over on my Rumble channel, because I'll get to that part in a minute. He says, you still have a manager so long as you have over 500 subscribers. Oh, yeah, I have over 500 subscribers. Absolutely. Well, I didn't even think to reach out to a person. I mean, I had my little conversation with my AI chat on my YouTube studio, and it was helpful to point me to some relevant information that I'll go over now. So, videos are being removed. Let's talk about it. What do we got here? As of March 2026, YouTube is currently conducting a large-scale enforcement initiative that has led to a significant wave of channel removals and content takedowns. The purge is primarily driven by a new policy update aimed at cleaning up the platform's ecosystem. Primary let's see. If you need help with anything else, feel free to. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And I will go ahead and screen capture this now. Although I am subscribed, I'm going to go ahead and keep a copy of that. Let me show it up on screen. So you can never come back and say, well, I didn't say that. Okay, and I'm being facetious because I know you wouldn't do that. Yeah, Elsie, I really like it too. And, as I said, I reached out to a couple of content creators yesterday afternoon, and I was like, hey, listen, here's the gist of it. And then, we did a call and I let them listen, because even when content's removed from YouTube, you can still find it in your studio for your own personal. And I let them listen to where the timestamp was, and they're like, yeah, I agree, that's ridiculous. This had to have, they all, without question or without hesitation, indicated that this was likely a manual report versus being caught up in the current AI situation for moderation. So let's get into it, because there's a lot of folks out here that are relying heavily on artificial intelligence programs and apps, tools, and even the text-to-speech, which I do occasionally also use the text-to-speech AI option in 11 Labs, because if I have to speak for a long period of time, I do get heavily winded. I don't make a secret of it. I have some health issues. No big deal. I live with them, and there are access tools that on your computer that you can use to make things a little bit easier for you. And I utilize them sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. And I wanted to make sure that I was clear on what is AI assistance or text to speech versus AI content specifically. So, hey, Nonsense, thanks for coming in, hon. I appreciate it. So, I'm going to jump right into it, and I'm going to give you all the resources to verify what I'm stating right now. As with anything, I pull the meat from something, I put it in a digestible format. I provide you the authoritative source for you to go look at yourself if you want to confirm what I'm saying, or to get perhaps, dive into it yourself. Because I'm not going to be accused, as I was recently, of being an effing lying biatch, because I'm just not. I think my presentations speak for themselves. That being said, let's continue. Primary targets of the current wave: AI slop and low quality content. YouTube is using AI systems to scan for and remove millions of channels that produce low effort, repetitive, or mass produced AI generated content. Faceless content farms. Channels that rely entirely on automation, stock footage, and popular AI voices without unique human input or identity are at the highest risk. Inauthentic and repetitive content. In July 2025, YouTube updated its repetitive content policy to an inauthentic content policy to better target channels that use templates to scale content without adding real value. Specific influenced niches. Recent enforcement has heavily impacted niches like AI generated stories, religion, motivation, and spiritual content, especially when they feature long form videos with minimal editing. And as you'll see on these slides today, I have went ahead and included the links to my Kick and to my Rumble. And feel free to sub up and follow over there. As I said, Rumble is where I'm backing up all my content. And Kick, I'm still feeling my way around, but I do a 30-minute stream first thing in the morning between 6 and 8 a.m. for about 30 minutes. And it's just doing a radio broadcast of some old mystery theater, and until I get my bearings. So if you're interested in that, feel free. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Sasha. Scale of the removals. Reports from early 2026 indicate an unprecedented level of activity. Mass terminations. Millions of channels have already been deleted, resulting in the erasure of over 4.7 billion, with a B, lifetime views. This is a continued enforcement. Some estimates suggest channels are being terminated at a rate of approximately 19 channels per minute so far in 2026. Large-scale losses. This initiative has reportedly affected over 35 million subscribers and led to an estimated 10 million in lost annual revenue across the platform. Why is it happening now? The crackdown is largely a response to advertiser and user complaints about the massive volume of low-effort AI content competing with original creators. While YouTube is investing in its own AI tools for creators, it is simultaneously tightening rules on how AI is used to mass produce content. Get down. Here are some source links for you that when the video is over, when the stream is over, I will copy and throw into the description or into the pinned comment at the beginning of the replay. YouTube's moderation systems in 2026. are designed to differentiate between AI assist and AI generated content, AI generated content by looking for original value and human in the loop indicators. Now, as far as original value and human in the loop indicators, I still think that this is going to be a problem. I'm monitoring it. It is something that I'm monitoring. I have several videos on my channel that are freestanding that I use the text to speech for my narration, but I wrote the narration. It's my words, it's my research, you know, and just have my little AI assistant read them in a conversational tone. I also used stock footage that you can get anywhere from, a what is it? iStock, Adobe, and all those places. They have stock footage. I also used a few AI created videos through text prompting to get them to create the video, like the video segment, like a clip, and put it all together. The AI didn't do that. I take all those elements and I take my video editor, which is OpenShot, which is open source on the internet. Anybody is free to use it. I put in where to put the clips, where to put the narration, and so forth, and then export it to YouTube. So on all those videos, I am watching them closely to see if they get caught up in any type of sweep, because I can show, that I made those, that was my own effort, that was my own creativity. So keep an eye on that, you guys. Really keep an eye on that part if you use that. While the system can detect AI elements like text to speech, it primarily targets content that lacks unique storytelling or creative transformation. Again, not being able to see the source code to know how it's doing that, I'm still iffy on if it is actually going to be able to get down to that detail, that nuance in it. So, how the system distinguishes content. YouTube distinguishes these types of content through a combination of automated classifiers and updated partner program policies. Now, I'm not in the partner program. I'm not monetized. So how much of this will impact me? Not entirely sure. I see that it's sweeping everywhere. That's my observation. Human assisted safe monetization, or safe and monetizable. Creative transformation. If you're using TTS for narration, but the script is original, follows a structured narrative, or adds a personal point of view, it is generally considered AI assisted and safe. I don't know about you all, but I have seen AI created content that literally sounds like it was created by a person. It's conversational, it's back and forth, it is anticipating comments that would be made and putting them through a bot into a chat box. I've watched this, I've seen it. So, again, people that have the finances to afford that level of AI assist, if you will, is it really going to be able to catch it? I'm not so sure. Editing and style. High quality editing, custom transmission, purposeful pacing, and unique visual structure signals human effort. even if the individual scenes are stock or Creative Commons footage. And this is where it goes back to what I said a moment ago, that I'm tracking certain standalone content that I have to see if it potentially will get caught up in something. Do we have any further questions? Okay, it looks like everything's good. Good. And okay, intentional use. Using AI to brainwash ideas. Sorry, brainwash, Freudian slip. Excuse me, hiccups. Talking about AI and brainwash because I'm working on a project that's a follow-up from a project I did about 6 years ago, and brainwash is on the mind. Using AI to brainstorm ideas, refine scripts, or generate backgrounds like YouTube Dream Screen is encouraged as long as the final product reflects human creativity. One moment, guys. I need to take a drink. I'm getting caught up. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Versus the purely AI-driven slop is at risk. Repetitive patterns. The system flags channels that upload a high volume of videos using identical templates, generic stock footage, and unedited AI narrations. Lack of value. Content that simply rehashes facts. Examples that are given are top 10 facts about dogs, or reads blog posts without adding unique insight or commentary is the primary target of demonetization. Now, notice how it says here demonetization, but not removal. So YouTube is having a fine line, maybe, or blurring some lines within their own Google support, because that's where the source for this is, right here. Nonsense says let me show it because I don't want to be accused of putting words in anybody's mouth either. The AI stuff freaks me out. I'm old school. Don't touch most of it. Hey, I hear you. Long time ago, my late 20s, early 30s, I was like, hey, you know what? Can't wait for it. Jack my brain in, Johnny Mnemonic style, and I'm good to go. Nope, not anymore. As far as I'm concerned, the whole system can be unplugged, and I wouldn't give a raggedy rat's butt, bum, behind, ass. Don't care. Don't want no parts of it. It has infiltrated every aspect of people's lives. IQs have dropped. Everything has been propagandized, and it's made it much easier with AI. My personal opinion, however, be on the lookout sometime in the near future for some research to back that up. I'll share that with you. So, but that's not for today. I will not side quest too much. Hey, you're not the only one. I'm not the only one. I even know some younger people that are like, nope, not going to happen. And they're just graduating high school and are like, nah, I don't think so. I'll stay out here on the farm. Compliance requirements for 2026. To ensure the system classifies your content as assisted rather than slop. And this is for everybody that's a creator. I betcha that, hey, Revival, I betcha that there's you know what? I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to give a guess. I'm just going to say, I betcha there's some of you out there that when you do a live, you do your stuff in your streaming software, put in your description, and then hit next. You don't go into show more tools and go into the back portion of your studio where it asks you 14 steps. There's 14 steps. Oh, that's right. I didn't put that on YouTube. It wasn't safe for YouTube. I loaded that on Rumble. Okay. Okay. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go to Rumble. And I'm going to, where's my channel? There it is. I am going to drop the link to a video I did, which was, for lack of a better term, AI assist, in so much that I use my little AI voice, but it's a summarization of the presentation that I couldn't put on YouTube. So where do I, okay, here's the link. Copy, come over here to y'all, paste, enter. There you go. And when you see that video, you'll understand why it wasn't put on YouTube. It's only about a minute, 2 minutes, it's a minute, 2 minutes, something like that. Yeah, I think it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes max. But one of the slides in the presentation lists every step that is necessary to upload a video to YouTube. And of those steps, those 12 to 14 steps, you can go through all those steps before you go live to make sure that everything is done pre-stream. So is everybody that streams doing that? Don't know. Have no idea. I do, but I don't know if everybody else does. And I'm not going to harbor a guess. But I think there's a few that don't, and I have reasons for thinking that. So here we go. The disclosure of realistic AI. Are you required to label content that uses realistic synthetic media? Realistic AI person or scene so viewers aren't misled. Oh, it says you are required. I'm sorry. Add original value. YouTube's content monetization test requires significant transformation, which means your script, editing, or commentary must provide something that AI alone could not produce. Again, how are they determining this? Because as I've said, y'all have seen AI is producing movie scripts and movies. They may not be well received. They may not be engaging. They may not be good. But I've seen some AI videos and music that together that blow your mind. Just blow your mind. It is slippery slope. You know, you have to be on your toes, vigilant. Be very vigilant with what you're watching. Human curation, proving human involvement, such as through your own voice, unique research, or custom visual styles, is essential to staying in the partner program. Again, this is focusing on the partner program. I'm not in the partner program. So will this impact me? I think that it will. I think it's going to target every bit of the billions of videos or live streams or shorts that are on this platform. I think it is being gobbled up by the AI. It is being ingested because AI first was learning and now it's dissecting what it's learned. And YouTube or Google Alphabet is going to throw it out there to cut off the legs. It is. Oh, okay. You know, nonsense. I'm not going to repeat that. Don't want you to get in trouble. Everybody thinks you're perfect out here. So these guidelines explain YouTube's 2026 criteria for distinguishing AI-assisted video creation from redundant, error-filled AI fakes. I'm telling you, all this AI generated content to help you sleep and everything, excuse me, history for sleep, the amount of just from a surface knowledge of a topic that I have has been incorrect. Other areas, from having deep decades of understanding through research or education of different other AI content, the amount of errors is staggering. And if you notice in some of my past live streams, I will occasionally throw in a pop-up on the slide that says Google says. Because see, I don't rely upon Google. I do not rely upon Google AI Assist to drive what I'm speaking about. As you can see, I provide source links. I go to the library books. I go to the websites. I go to the white papers. I to gather the information, or where to find the information. Majority of the time, on a lot of the topics I've been discussing lately, I will provide that information for you all, but I have that information at my fingertips in, say, a notebook, because it was my area of expertise offline. But I want anybody that is involved with my content to be able to have access to those tools as well, to that information, so they can understand it for themselves. And I will publicly say at this point a public apology to Nonsense, because I provided her with a piece of information that invariably caused more issues than clarity. So I apologize for that. But again, we can't, when we're speaking out here, we can't be um, responsible for how people take things. All we can do is try to be clear in how we present the information, and provide the receipts, the verification, and so forth, and go from there. But again, I will put that little pop-up that says Google says, because I recognize that there is a large portion of the audience, whether in my immediate chat or elsewhere, that's what they rely upon. It is what it is. As much as I hate to use that phrase, that's exactly what it is. They will look at the first page of what Google says and go with that and form their opinions on those 140 character AI assists or prior to AI assists and say, see, this is what it says, without looking at any of the sources to verify that what has been put on the front facing part of that Google screen is the context, tone, and excuse me, veracity of what the source material is. And that's unfortunate, but that's where we're at these days. That's where we're at. We are all, Elsie, I agree. We are all still human. And I get that. And I understand that, and again, and we're all on different levels of how much do we want to understand a particular topic. Not everybody gets all jazzed up about mendacity or veracity. you know that's not their thing. Not everybody gets excited about watching somebody attach their head to electrodes and then stick those electrodes to a copper pipe or copper wire to another receptacle that has water in it, and watch what they think, watch the images or the shapes that form on that water through thought, kymatics. Not everybody likes that. Not everybody gets excited about watching somebody drop a dot of resin on a flower. We all have different areas that we're excited about or that we care about, and others not so much. Not so much. Okay, Google says, hey, yes, I can do this. Cool. Let's go. Oh, what so and so said, this is how it works. Google, does it work this way? No, or yes, or maybe. Okay, there you go. For your own satisfaction, that's great. But when you watch somebody come online and just pull up the Google AI and be like, okay, see this, here we go. This is what it says. Let's go. We're going to run with this, but not click on any of the source material to see if, I think you guys get my point. I'm being redundant at this point. And here are some more source links for you to go over that. And there we go. That is what's going on. So if you start seeing some of my content vanish, that's why. Again, and I'm speaking of newer content. A lot of my older content, which is something that's also interesting, and is that some of my older content has had quite an uptick of views. Hadn't seen maybe 1 or 2 views a month on some of that old content. Now getting 12, 13 views. One video alone had 86 new views on it, which was quite interesting because, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Let's just say that I've got some. I might be aware of what's happening. So if you're in the bushes somewhere, just be aware that I'm aware. And I'm not a spring chicken. I know how these games are played, and we'll see where that falls. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and go back to, where were we? Let me go ahead and drop these links for you guys here. Not my humming links. Go. All right, there's my Kick if you're not already subscribed to my Kick. And as I said, Kick so far, I'm just doing morning streams, and they're really just 30 minutes of listening to an old radio broadcast. Because I listen to them in the morning when I'm getting my tea or my coffee, and before I'm ready to start my day. So I'm just, what I'm doing, I'm sharing it with y'all. So, and there's my main Rumble channel for backup. And so that's where we're going. I hope this has been helpful. Pass this along to anybody that you know that is streaming or creating content, so that they can be aware that as of March 2026, there is a massive push for the AI, if you are a monetized channel, to start weeding through all of your content. And you may also end up being on the receiving end of either a channel deletion or content deletion or some warnings. Oh, good morning, Beth. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Let me go over here to the YouTube side and see where we're at with comments. Any questions? I hope I got everybody. Beth, LC, Liberty Farmer, Sasha, Nonsense, Revival, Lucia. Hi, Lucia. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. Jennifer, good to see you as always. Thank you for being coming in and showing support for the channel. I appreciate it. Lightning Viper, Angelo, thank you. And Runaway Truth, thank you also. And for anybody that comes in on the replay, go ahead and leave your comments, beneath the video. I'll go ahead and post all the relevant links that I use to extrapolate the data to give you guys on this. And as I said, I do think I will never know why that particular video, or I'm sorry, that particular live stream was hit, if it was AI moderation or a person. Personally, with it being time coded like that, I think it was a person. And again, I have my reasons for thinking that. As I said, a lot of old content, there's been an uptick, a substantial uptick of content from 10, 12, 13 years ago. Not my new content, not my past live streams over the last couple of months, not my standalone videos over the last 18 months that I've been in this community, but content from 3 previous communities that I did: 2012, 2015, 2016, 2017. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. I have questions. We all have questions. But we know what games are being played right now. We'll just do what everybody else is doing here and follow each other. Let's create a new, let's help the community grow off platform while we still utilize YouTube, because it is still the primary platform for people to go for information. I also have some other information for y'all. I'm going to go ahead and probably update my icon. It's no longer going to be the little styrofoam head with my pink hat. Hi, Italy loves ya. I'm probably going to go ahead with a new icon. I'm going to probably update my channel banner. I don't want to do that. It's my channel iconography has been my channel iconography since 2009 for this Wendy Blank channel. And when you see it, it's synonymous. You know it's me and everything. So, but if I want, I just have some concerns. So I think I'm going to update some channel iconography and go from there. We'll see. That's my intention. But I'm also going to go back to basics. I really need a break from the drama that's manifesting at the moment. I just need a break from it. It's too much. I've pulled back a lot from active participation as far as chats and comments and stuff goes. I'll listen in the background while I'm doing other things, but to sit down and be immersed in it, it's too much. I've got way too much other things going on. When you start forming a new kind of bias, it's time to take a break. And I was starting to form some new biases, and I don't want to get caught up in that. So with that being said, I will still come on if I see something that's within my wheelhouse and decide that, you know what, that's not quite right. Let's talk about it. Absolutely, I will do that. But I'm also going to start throwing in some of the things that I find interesting. Going back to the original premise of this channel, which was to be very eclectic, the soup to nuts, and hint. So I may start interjecting a couple of streams about things that I find mind expanding and not just some of the mindless things that are happening right now. So, and that's just for me. That's just for my self-preservation, my own sanity level. Um, you know, and so please, I want to emphatically let everybody know I am not pulling back from any particular channel. I That's not it. I know a couple people have noticed that I've not been as active in chats over the last month or two. There's been reasons for that, the majority of which are offline reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with YouTube in general. But from my own concentration levels and everything, I am taking my own advice and not going to reply to every little thing that ticks that box in my brain that yada 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 yada. Hey, we Frosty. Good to see you, darling. Oh, let me share this out here. Oh, I love you, darling. You can't see it. Let me go back up here. Let me see if we can see it now. YouTube, I will fight you to protect Wendy's styrofoam head. Oh my, yeah. So, but with that, guys, thank you so much for coming in. And I did have one. I wanted to go ahead and thank Bible U and Chow Yun again um, for the support that they have given me over on Ko-fi. I really do appreciate it. And if anybody is interested in, pre-releases or that type of thing, I do have a Ko-fi. You're welcome to use it. There you go. I will put it up there for 1 second. 1,000. There you go. Otherwise, as always, I appreciate shares, comments. I really like the comments. I like the engagement. And there we go. I hope you've enjoyed my TED Talk. And you guys have a great day. All right. Bye. Oh, before I forget, as I said before, don't let the bitches get you down. All right. See ya.